second half, we've got a slightly different theme, but it's just as inspiring because this next guest that we've got on, he is a founder of a product which I personally believe is revolutionary, but not just his product, his whole mission. He is making prayer easier for everyone on the planet. And so it's my absolute pleasure to be able to introduce you all to Kamal Ali, who is kindly joining us on the Sunday show today. So a warm welcome to you and welcome to the Sunday show as a whole. How are you today?
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, I'm good. How are you?
Walaikum salam. I'm very honoured to be able to interview you because in my university's Islamic Society, for example, you've been like the talk of the year, we can say. Like everyone's been saying, wouldn't it be amazing if like more people had access to this? I heard that what you've made, I haven't yet revealed what it is, it's been sold out. Like the first batch that you made was sold out. So if we explain what it actually is, it's a prayer mat, but it's an interactive prayer mat. So when you're going in the different positions, then this prayer mat will understand, okay, so now you are bending over, and then it will activate certain parts and it will tell you what to pray, when to pray. And I think it's so useful, right? Like if everyone had access to this in the world, then it would be so much easier for people to learn how to pray. So I think without any further ado, let's watch a little demonstration and then we'll get straight back into the convo.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. English. Fajr, we pray Fajr when it julus is when we sit back on our التحيات لله والصلوات.
It was a really lovely demonstration video that we saw, and I like how the child, we could see the fascination in his eyes. He saw this and he wanted to pray, and even the mother, I'm assuming, in that video, she felt so happy that this joy is going to be spreading across the globe, this peace is going to be spreading across the globe through this wonderful invention. Now, this interactive prayer mat, this journey, if we talk about the journey of how it started in our founder's living room. He was thinking that his son is trying to pray, but obviously very young. And so in order to help him, he came up with this product. And it took 2 years to develop. So I've just been fascinated at thinking how much dedication has gone into all parts of this process, from designing the mat to then all the engineering behind it, you know, the touch sensitivity. So let's get straight to our guest and hear from your perspective. How did you go about this whole process? Because obviously it's a massive accolade to be able to distribute this all across the world, but it must have had lots of steps getting there.
Yeah, definitely. Where do I start? I mean, I noticed that my son was struggling to do sujood, and I thought that there would be something out there. So when I looked online on the internet, I couldn't find nothing. And I'm a product designer, so my background is product design. And in my head, I already have a design. I know that if there's a prayer mat with handprints and footprints and nose print and a head print, that my child would know exactly where to put their hands and head and nose together for sujood. And not being able to find that, I kind of opened up my software, my design software, and I started designing. And the first design was simply a print. So it had a print of the hands and heads and nose and feet and etc. And it had kind of words around the prayer mat. So it had words like takbir, or it had like, what you would say when you're in ruku, or what you would say when you're in sujood. And then when the first sample arrived, I realized quickly that these buttons around the side could effectively be pushed and you can hear sound from them. Hopefully you can hear sound from them. And that would be even more interactive. So the next phase of the design process started, and that the next process would take over a year to develop. I remember one time I was working for a company in Hong Kong, and I had the opportunity to, when I finished my work over there, I had the opportunity to fly over to see the manufacturer. The manufacturer was Chinese, and the manufacturer wasn't Muslim. And so there were some elements of the prayer that he just wasn't understanding and wasn't getting right. And I remember being in my hotel room, and he had this sample, and he said, Kamal, move out of the way. I want to know exactly how Muslims pray, and I want to get this right for Muslims, because I know how important this is to you. And he literally did 2 rakat salah right in front of me to understand every single process and what is said in every single one of those processes. So I was just super fortunate to find somebody as dedicated as me to develop a product that would be absolutely perfect for Muslim children around the world.
And you're very polite when you say Muslim children around the world, but the picture is actually much bigger than that, because I know that you've got a range of things. So you've got products that are for kids, but products also for adults. And it says, for example, on your website that you're helping reverts, but I would say that you're actually helping everyone. Like, even people who are, let's say, born Muslim, they may have slight doubts about how to do certain aspects of the prayer. I think it's really helpful that not only can they hear the Arabic as they're doing it, but also you're guiding them as to the different positions. So different people are on different stages in their journeys with religion, and I think this is a tool that will truly help everyone. And with the kids version as well, like how you're helping them with the wudu and telling them like how to do that, I think you're covering all bases, and that's what makes your project truly quite unique. But you mentioned that it started off as just a print. So how did you go from just the print to then the touch sensitivity phase?
So when the print arrived, when the printed prayer mat arrived, at that moment I realized that we can push these buttons. So then it required me to work with voiceover actors, a reciter. So we worked with a Qari who's actually from Leeds in the UK, who recorded all of the Arabic. But the prayer mat is translated into, right now it's translated in 15 different languages. So we then had to work with 15 different translators around the world. And they had to be Muslim, because, it's all well translating certain aspects of it, but then saying even Allah or Allahu Akbar, it requires certain kind of like accent in order for you to be able to get that and say that correctly. So that was a mission as well. And we literally used the internet. The internet is like an amazing tool, an amazing source for anybody who's starting to set up their business or starting to develop a new product. I really think we could benefit. Our community, our Bangladeshi community, our British community could really benefit from having more product designers. And to be honest, we've had product designers in our community, since Bangladeshis have been here. We've always innovated. We've always made things more easier for Bangladeshis to access certain types of food and certain types of products. We've always been innovating, and I think, especially now, the second generation, third generation, who are born in the UK, raised in the UK, go to university here, but also have a very connection with their religion and with their culture, can really step up. And I think they can really come up with new and better innovative ideas that will really benefit our communities, Muslim communities especially. And I'm a big advocate of following our religion, following our deen, and making sure, for us, our mission really is to inspire a new generation of Muslims to love Salah. First and foremost, to love Salah, not just to do it as a ritual, as a thing that they have to do every day, 5 times a day, but to actually love Salah, love looking forward to doing Salah, looking forward to connecting with Allah, to speaking with Allah, and I really want to instill that into not just children, but adults and new Muslims. I mean, our new prayer mat that we launched only last month. We launched the adult interactive prayer mat last month, and alhamdulillah, it's been a massive success. One of our videos on social media has reached 45 million views.
I found that quite impressive, yeah.
Yeah, it just goes to show the need and demand and for a product like this.
Enormous market. I mean, the whole world is your market. But on the topic of getting people to actually love the prayer, there's a quote that my friend recently told me. He currently studies at Cambridge. He said, imagine that Allah is literally inviting you for the prayer, then you wouldn't turn down the invitation. And he was saying that meaning like you actually love the prayer because you feel like you're compelled to do the prayer, like you actually want to. It's not like a chore. And I found that really inspiring as a sort of like mindset shift. For a lot of people, I think this product that you have and the whole mission that you have is going to be really inspiring for helping them to actually achieve their goals with where they want to get to with their religious goals that they have in the future. But of course, you launched this from Wales. Did you expect at the beginning to get the kind of reaction that you did ultimately, or did that happen over time?
I mean, I knew this was something amazing, and I could feel that this was something quite amazing, and nothing like it was out, at that time. And I always had a backup plan. I always was thinking, if this doesn't work, I'll do this and I'll do that. So, I mean, one of the things that I do a lot is I take calculated risks. So calculated risks for me mean basically having a backup plan. So for me, my backup plan was I would invest all this money into this production and bring these prayer mats over. But if it didn't work, I would look at selling the prayer mats at the cost value, at the cost price, and recoup any investment that I put into it. So that was kind of my calculated risk. I thought, that I could do that. But alhamdulillah, like when we launched the prayer mat, the kids and the adult one, we literally sold out within a month of having the product. Our kids prayer mat, we pre-launched it, and half of the container was sold before it even landed on British shores.
I mean, on one of the group chats that I had, people were saying, like, where can I get it? And I saw that it was sold out at that point. So I know that you've been incredibly successful, not just in your financial journey, but obviously with helping so many people. And it's crazy to think of the reward that you're also going to get from helping so many other people to pray around the world. But in relation to what you were talking about with like harnessing technology and how these are moving forward, I think it's really a crucial point that you've started this, like given the fact that we've just had COVID. Because if I think about why my university society, my Islamic society at university was so crazy about it, it was because we were stuck at home and we had to pray by ourselves. So this is certainly going to help people of all ages and all around the world. So I wish you every success for the future. I hope everyone that wants to get their hand on a prayer mat will be able to do so. And a big thank you for being on our Sunday show today.
No, thank you for the invitation. I've really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Likewise.